no! A math worksheet. Okay, let's solve this worksheet. So the first question was to draw all rectangles that can be made of. So the first level 1 was 20 squares. Okay, so I have grid paper here, so we can actually draw the rectangles pretty precisely using the squares. So, okay, how can I make a rectangle out of 20 squares? Well, I could go 4 by 5. You could count up the squares inside if you don't believe me. There are 20 of them, so that's 5 by 4. We can call that a 5 by 4 rectangle. We could do 10 by 2. I think that's 10, yeah, that's 10. And that's 10 by 2. Or we could do 20 by 1. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this super long, skinny rectangle is 20 by 1. So there are 3 rectangles you can make out of 20 squares. Level 2 is 54 squares. So, okay, let me start with the skinny one this time. So 1 by 54, I can't fit it on the page using the actual squares, so I'm just going to label it. So this is 1, and let's say this is 54. So that is a 1 by 54 rectangle. We could do 2 by 27. This is not actual size because we can't fit it on the page, and that's not a very good rectangle. Let's do that over again. Let's try to make the lines a little bit straighter. 2 by 27. 54 is divisible by 3, so we could do a 3 by 18. This is not very accurate in terms of its scale. Really the 18 should be a lot longer than the 3, but it actually doesn't really matter how you draw it as long as you know what the dimensions are. 54 is not divisible by 4, but it is divisible by 6, and so we could do a 6 by 9. 9 times 6 equals 54, so 6 by 9. So there are 4 rectangles. Why don't I write that over here to the side? 4 rectangles that can be made of 54 little squares. And there were 3 for 20. And level 3 was 144 squares. Okay, now I'm going to really need to make these small if I want to fit it on the page. So let's see. We could do, starting with the long and skinny one, that's 1 by 144. We could do a slightly thicker one, 2 by 72. 144 is divisible by 3. Let's just make it slightly thicker. Once again, as we go along here and get to the harder questions, I'm getting less and less precise in terms of actually drawing the number of squares. But if you're working at this level, you probably don't really need to draw it to scale, because I think you probably understand the multiplication a little bit better. So this is 3 by 48. Then we're going to have a 4 by 36. I'm looking at this one. Double 2 is 4, half of 72 is 36. 5 doesn't go into 144, so the next one's going to be 6. 6 by, what am I doing? 6 by 24. 7 doesn't go into 144. The next one is 8. So I'm going to work off the 4 by 36. Once again, double the 4, halve the 36. And we're going to get 8 by 18. 9 goes into 144. I'm gonna look at 3 by 48 and then triple this 3 and divide this 48 by 3 as well. So that's going to be 9 by 16. Then 10 and 11, neither of them go into 144, so the last one is a square, which is 12 by 12. So there are 8 rectangles.